Hi everybody, how you doing? Welcome to episode 6 of my video series, How to Get a Distinction in Your Piano Grade Exams. So today I want to talk to you about oral skills, or otherwise known as listening skills. So for the exam you have to prepare to do some tests, some oral tests. And for grade 1, for example, there are 4 tests. You won't be asked all 4, but you have to prepare to answer any of them. So you could answer 2 of them at the examiner's discretion. You might have to do 3, but it's always a good idea to practice all of them just in case. Okay, so I'm going to be referring to some notes here just to help me with this and talk you through the different exercises. So the first one is called pulse and meter. So for this test, the examiner will play a piece of music to you and you need to listen to it and then clap along in time with the pulse, so the beat of the music. You then have to identify the meter. So it's not the time signature, but it's the meter, which is how many beats are in the bar. The examiner will emphasize the first beat of every bar, i.e. they'll make that one sound louder, and then you need to count how many remaining beats there are until you hear the next loudest one, and you need to reflect that in your clapping as well. So that's the one called pulse and meter. Okay, then the next one is called echoes. So this is a bit like call and response. The examiner will play a phrase and then you need to sing it back in time. Now, lots of people get worried about the singing part of the exam. Rest assured, the examiners are not looking for the next Britain's Got Talent star or YouTube sensation. All they're looking for is that you can respond, showing that you can hear when pitch goes up and down, and that you can combine that with producing accurate rhythm, if you like. So combining 2 different concepts here, pitch and rhythm, and you're reproducing that. For this one, they will play a little phrase and then you need to sing it back. And then they'll play another one and then you need to sing that back. So they'll do that 3 times and they'll all be in time. So as soon as they give you the pulse for it, start tapping your foot quietly, silently, so that you can structure your answer. That's a really good tip that I give my students. So as soon as you get the pulse for anything, they'll count you in, just start tapping your foot. So that was echoes. The next one is called differences. So you're going to be hearing 2 different phrases played by the examiner. And the examiner will make a slight change to the phrase in the second playing. Okay, now that you need to try and describe what that change is. So it might be that one note is higher or lower, or it might be that one note is longer or shorter. So we can call that a melodic or a rhythmic change. Okay, so that one is called differences. And last of all, the 4th test is called musical features. So again, the examiner is going to play a piece to you. This time it will be a bit longer, and you need to answer 2 questions about it. You'll be given the features that you need to focus on in advance. These features will be dynamics and articulation. Okay, so dynamics, loud and quiet, and articulation, detached notes or smooth notes. Now, we all know the English words, but if you use Italian terms, then that will obviously be more impressive and potentially get you higher marks. Okay, so those are the 4 tests that you need to be preparing. Now, prepare them well in advance and be practicing these regularly. One of the best apps that I've come across is the Associated Board app called Oral Trainer, and I make sure that all my students have this so that they can be practicing their oral skills at home. Really, really important, because you need to be confident with them. You need to be responsive when you're sort of practicing them or going through them with your teacher, and obviously they need to be accurate as well. So those things are what will get a distinction. So I'm just looking at the mark scheme here. To get a distinction in your oral tests, they need to be accurate throughout, musically perceptive, and a confident response. Okay, to compare that with merit for the oral tests, I'm just reading off the mark scheme here. It says the strengths significantly outweigh the weaknesses. It's musical aware and you have a secure response. Okay, so a tip for teachers, obviously get your students to be using this app as soon as you can and regularly as well. I've tested this app on a plane, and you can use it in flight mode. So actually there's no excuses not to be practicing this. And obviously, you know, long car journeys, bus rides, waiting in queues, you know, most people have some kind of device nowadays on them, so you can absolutely be using this wherever you are. You can use headphones or not. What else was I going to say? Yes, I would say probably in the 2 months in the run up to the exam, teachers have a go using the teacher's book, and this will give you the scripts that the examiners will use, and also lots of exemplar material. So using the app isn't enough. Obviously that's what the student will be doing, but at the closer you get to the exams, if you can then transfer what you do in lessons to using the teacher's book, that would be really, really beneficial. Okay, so hopefully that's helped. Take care, have a great weekend. See you, bye.